Machine care and maintenance. The CarveWright is a precision machine tool. With proper care and maintenance, it will provide long, reliable service. Always unplug the machine before attempting any maintenance or troubleshooting on the machine. Dust removal. The CarveWright is designed to tolerate a considerable amount of carving dust, but to ensure proper operation, it should be kept free of dust and debris as much as possible. Periodically blow or vacuum out any dust or debris from the recesses of the unit. Always make sure to use low-pressure air around the electronics and sensors. High-pressure air can damage components and actually push dust into them. Checking the head pressure. Follow the steps outlined in the setup section of this DVD to check head pressure. If head pressure is low, it generally means the guidepost or lead screws are dirty. The vertical guidepost at the corners of the machine and the lead screws in the center of the machine need to be clean and rust-free for smooth operation. A thin coat of lithium grease applied to the rods will help keep them free of rust and moving up and down smoothly. Crank the head up and down a few times to evenly distribute the lubrication. Check sandpaper belts for tears or roll-up. Visually inspect the two sandpaper belts each time the machine is used. Look for tears or roll-up of the end of the belt. Roll-up will usually occur on the keypad side of the machine. The ends of the belts will roll under themselves and form a doubled-over raised portion on the belt end. Pitch removal. Buildup from pitch, a tar-like substance from woods, paints, and petroleum products, is not usually a big problem. At times, a workpiece with a high content of pitch may leave deposits on the cutter bit and elsewhere. These deposits are easily removed using mineral spirits. Muffler and dust collector bag. This should be removed and cleaned out periodically to ensure a good airflow. Flex shaft core. The flex shaft core should be cleaned and relubricated only if it begins to exhibit extreme heating during operation. To access the core, firmly grasp the flex shaft outer sheath and pull it free from the head. The core is contained within the sheath and should slide out freely when grasped between finger and thumb. Inspect the core for debris and clean with a lint-free cloth if necessary. The recommended lubricant is a commercially available chain lube with molybdenum or moly. Spray the lubricant onto the core and let it sit idly for an hour. After applying the specified lubricant, wipe off any excess lubricant from the core. Then slide the core back into its sheath. When near full insertion, the core may need to be carefully rotated with the fingers to ensure that it is square and engages correctly with the cutting motor. Insert the flex shaft into the cutting spindle through the slot at the top of your machine by pushing down and rotating the quick change chuck slightly until it drops into the square slot and engages the cutting spindle. Turn the spindle by hand to assure it's engaged. Failure to properly insert the flex shaft core into the spindle will cause it to overheat and fail. The patented quick-release chuck's operation can be affected by rust and perhaps cause the bit adapters to stick in the chuck. Periodically clean out dust from the chuck using compressed air and toothbrush or rag. Once cleaned, relubricate the chuck with a thin coat of multi-purpose oil. Always try to keep a thin film of oil on the chuck and the bit adapters to deter rust, to provide lubrication, and to help transfer heat between the bit adapter and the chuck assembly during heavy use. Be sure to avoid over-lubricating the chuck, as this will only attract dust and could result in staining the workpiece. Replacement of parts. Due to wear or accident, some components of the machine will need replacement. Most of these can be accomplished by the machine owner, eliminating the need for shipping the machine to the service factory. Various replacement parts are available at www.carvewright.com. Instructions for removal of the old part and installation of the new part are also available. Cleaning of the board sensor. From time to time, the sensor that locates and measures the workpiece can become obscured by dust. The sensor system consists of an LED and an infrared detector. The LED and detector are mounted behind a clear window in a plastic case at the bottom of the horizontal moving truck. If cleaning is required, the machine LCD will display "Please clear board sensor." To clean, simply blow low-pressure compressed air onto the sensor window or wipe with a clean cloth. It is recommended that this sensor be cleaned after every project. For more detailed information, see the troubleshooting section in your owner's manual. Proper storage and environment for your CarveWright. It is important that the CarveWright be stored indoors in a low humidity environment. Never operate the machine in temperatures above 110 degrees or below 40 degrees Fahrenheit.